Hello YouTube people, this is Ryan from Ryan's Journey. Just giving a quick video update from my backyard. Um, Finally getting a little more sunshine out here, so thought we would do a little update from the back porch. So yeah, here I am. Today is day 12 after my vertical sleeve gastrectomy. Feeling pretty good, healing up, learning what things I can eat and what things I can add and incorporate, and just learning this new sleeve here inside me, and what it likes, what it doesn't. Um, but a couple things. Not going to do numbers today because numbers are on my weekly update. I'm going to try to keep it to that. I am down obviously some more poundage, but we'll get to that. Today also I wanted to show you something that came in today from somebody out there you guys might know named James RNY guy. As you may know, I won a contest he had, a giveaway a while back, and just finally got the things here, so I wanted to show you. Amazing stuff. I mean, this stuff's going to come in handy. I'm not quite ready for it yet, but I'll show you guys. Perky jerky. Bam. This is the turkey perky jerky. Bam. Pretty good sized bag there. This one's another perky jerky, but the beef. Excited about that one too. Got me a little pill holder. Comes in handy. Take a lot of pills every day, as you guys know. His favorite, I believe this is his favorite Crystal Light. It is a fruit punch. So he's a fruit punch guy. My favorite is actually, if anybody cares, my favorite is the peach iced tea. For some reason, I like that one. It's not too sweet. Fruit punch is good. The one he sent, I'm going to drink that for sure. The thing I don't like about fruit punch is less about taste and more about what happens with it. It's so red, it like I feel like it stains bottles you put them in, or if you drip it on the counter. That kind of annoys me. A little thing there. This is a highlight right here. Bam. Quest bars. Good size pack. I think there's 12. And this is the protein bar cookies and cream. It says it's high fiber, only 1 gram of sugar, and gluten free. So that'll be good. I look excited about trying that. And then this might be the highlight of the box here. It's a ramekin, as you can see, and I think this is what he uses when he makes his little pizza without bread. So it's turkey, pepperoni, mozzarella cheese, pizza sauce, maybe puts bell peppers and things, like I hope I will, and he puts it in there and cooks it kind of like you see in the pictures there in the oven. So I look forward to using these bad boys. That's one of the things I'm excited about trying, is that little pizza thing. I know he said he just made one yesterday, and he's going to put a video together for us of kind of what he does, what he puts in it, a little step by step, I think. So anyway, shout out to James RNY. I appreciate you, and really thanks to all the good stuff you brought. So what else is new? I don't really have a list today. Usually I like to, but just kind of on the cuff. Big thing right now is foods. Day before yesterday, I felt like I just had a bad food day, where everything I felt like I wanted to try to eat just didn't work out for one reason or another. But first, let me start by saying things I have eaten and am eating so far. I've got some questions, like, for example, am I eating the sugar-free Jello? Pudding. And yes, I've been able to eat that since day 3. That's been smooth. I like the chocolate with a little bit of the cream swirl. I don't know if it's vanilla swirl, but sugar-free. I like that one. That one's good. A couple days ago, I did pick up another flavor of sugar-free. It's like a dolce, something French, but it's kind of a caramel and vanilla. I did try that one. I actually like that pretty good. It almost has like a burnt caramel taste, but it's nice to mix it up. But those have been smooth. Yogurt has been pretty smooth. So like this morning I had a half of one of those Greek yogurts. They're about 12 grams of protein. I think it's a Dannon Light. I got a couple I used. They got 12 grams. I only eat about half at a time, half of those cups. So I ate for breakfast yesterday morning, I ate one half, and then this morning I ate the other half of that one, for example. But the yogurt's been good. So pudding yogurt, I am able to eat. The best thing I've eaten so far, and it's kind of sad to say this is what it would be, what my highlight of a week and a half of eating is, but it's yesterday um, I think it's Campbell's low sodium chicken noodle, and I originally got that from my wife because she really liked chicken noodle before before I had surgery, and but I thought I'm gonna try that because I was tired of the ones I was getting were a little more cream based, and I like that this one is. This one's not cream based, but the great thing is I was able to eat some of the noodles. They just have the little short noodles in there, not big long fat noodles, but little small skinny ones. And I was eating some of the noodles and some of the little chicken bits. And of course I just chewed and chewed and chewed and chewed and ate slow and got it down. And then the broth kind of helped to wash it. I think you gotta make sure you got liquid with it. So as I'm chewing that, I'm putting a little more broth in my mouth. But I was able to get about a third of that down, and then for dinner I had about another third. So essentially it would take me 3 meals to eat the whole thing, and I did remove some of those noodles. I had quite a bit of the little small thin noodles. I did remove some of those, so I wasn't eating even a third of the noodles, but just to be able to get some of those in, it just really helps to get some calories and a little bit of carbs has been helpful to feel a little more normal. But that was good. Soups, I'm pretty good with the soups. I feel like if I went out to a restaurant or something like that, as long as they had some kind of soup, especially a clear soup. Like I love sushi. I don't know how I'm gonna eat sushi someday, but I think there is I've heard of some places have a South Beach kind of version where it's a low carb without the rice. But if I went to a sushi place for lunch with friends, I would probably just have a miso soup and just have 10 spoons of that and have a cup of that and be good to go. So, but what other things am I eating that's good? I did go back and get that cream of broccoli soup one day, and I just really this was the bad day. I really just I had a bite and it just really didn't taste as good to me. I don't know. You get bored of the same stuff, and I think I was tired of cream. I have a little bit of a lactose intolerance, so it just made me feel bloated right off the bat. And that day I picked up at the store a Greek frozen yogurt. It's banana with a little bit of peanut butter, and it's got like 3 times the sugar as my regular yogurt does, my regular Greek yogurt. So it's not something I can just sit there and eat a half a cup. But I had a few bites. I had a few bites of the Greek frozen yogurt, and it's kind of like a treat to myself. And people are some people say, "Oh no, don't get in bad habits and things like that." But I just had to have something, and that was pretty good. But it was so sweet, it kind of upset my stomach too. So even just 3 bites, it went down good, tasted amazing, but it just it just didn't feel great. So so then after that, I let that settle. I went for a good walk, came back, let that settle, and I thought, I'm really going to try it. I was going to have some refried beans, which I've already had a little bit of a couple of times, and it's been fine. Like when my wife's gotten Mexican food or something, I'll have a little bit of that. But I had a can of refried beans. I think it was a low-fat refried beans, and I had a guacamole mix, and I had an avocado that fell off this tree you see behind me, right there. There. And it was a big avocado, so I was going to make a guacamole. Well, first thing is that the avocado, it just tasted bland. These aren't the best avocados. Sometimes I've had them and they've been fine, but maybe I let it sit for a couple of weeks. So maybe I let it sit too long, but it definitely, and it had like kind of a seedy to it, a seed. I had to try to pick out little tiny, they weren't seeds, but maybe it was part of the shell. And so I mashed that up and made guacamole, and I was going to have a little guacamole, a little refried beans. So the guacamole wasn't great, so I really wasn't feeling that. So I thought I'll just have some refried beans. And I go to open the refried beans can, and my can opener breaks while I'm doing it. It's just the handheld one. And so I feel like that just wasn't meant to be. So I was frustrated and ended up eating, like, I don't know, pudding or something, or, you know, having a protein shake or something else. But I just felt like the whole day, a series of things happened where I would try to eat and I just couldn't, or I just didn't like it, or something or other. So had some good walks that day. I got all my vitamins in that day and all my protein in. But then, other than the protein in the morning, and then I do like a protein, like an isopure at night. So I'm getting most of my protein in. But I really wanted to have a couple things in the day that were flavorful, had a little bit of protein at least. I can get some calories in. But every time I tried that, it didn't work. So that was like 2 days ago. Yesterday was a little better because I had that soup, the chicken noodle soup, in the late morning snack kind of, and then an afternoon, evening kind of meal. So that was good to get the chicken noodle soup. I still have a third of it. I might have the last third of it for lunch today. What else? This shirt that I'm wearing here, this is a shirt that my wife got me before the Vegas trip. And when she buys me stuff, she always buys it too small so that I can grow into it. And so this, I could barely button this up at that time. And because I'm sitting, it looks like it's pulling more, but when I stand up, it actually looks like it fits okay. So that's kind of a win there. I was curious what I've talked a little bit to Chris. I chatted with him on Facebook a little bit, Chris Gooch Monster. But what I'm wondering, when you guys started eating, other VSGers started eating some other foods, where, you know, like even a mozzarella cheese stick. I have like 2 bags in there. We have my other my wife and my son eat them too. But, you know, it's a light mozzarella cheese stick. It's got good protein, a little bit of fat. I mean, the stats are pretty good on it, but I'm kind of afraid to do like chunks like that. I'm used to something liquidy. And after trying the eggs last week, I think it was almost a week from today. Actually, it'll be a week after tomorrow. I'm kind of not in a hurry to try eggs or anything like that. But I want to, but I'm just kind of paranoid. Something I did yesterday is we went in to a farmer's market in the town next to us called San Luis Obispo. It's the closest thing I got to like a metropolitan area by where I live here on the Central Coast, but California. But they have a farmer's market where lots of vendors come out and they're barbecuing, they're doing things. They got pizza, they got whatever. And we just did a little shopping, just went for a walk, took my son in the stroller. He got hungry, so we took him and got this. It's pizza. It's not by the slice. It's actually a little solo pizza, and it's got 4 little small pieces, and it was just a cheese pizza. And the wife had a piece, and he had a few pieces, and it looked so good, and you know, I'm fine sitting next to that. Like, there was a time if I hadn't eaten much all day, I couldn't sit next to somebody eating cheese pizza without needing a piece or a pizza, but I'm fine. That's kind of what this has given me. But I did want to try the cheese a little bit, so I took a little bit of the cheese that she had kind of knocked off to the side, and just 2 little pinches. That's probably what I ate the whole time I was there, and I just chewed it a lot. And this is mozzarella cheese. It had a little bit of sauce on it. It's kind of burnt cheese, like my guy James likes, and all of us like. But and I'm just chewing it, and got it to a good consistency. Swallowed it. Little sips of water to kind of help it go down, and it kind of hung up for a second, but it really went down. I mean, it went down once I got walking, because I knew we were going to walk a lot, so I was less worried about it. Walking seems to help, if anything, kind of gets to where it's not going down all the way. But it tasted great. I got it down. It made me think that maybe I can do the mozzarella stick, the string cheese sticks I'm talking about, and but still might hold off a couple days on that. But it was a good sign that I can, because the thing I haven't mentioned is the last pre-op appointment I had with my doctor before the surgery. She told me she's going to give me the smallest possible sleeve there you can do. So you know, I know it's called a bogey or something. She didn't. She just said the smallest possible stomach. So I knew that she was going to make my sleeve as small as possible, which is a great thing. I want that. I wasn't like, oh no, well, can I do a little bit more? I want the smallest. I want this to be a long-term thing, and so I was all for that. And but I think that might cause me to, as it's healing, it's even smaller, so I'm able to get less down than maybe some of you out there. This is just maybe in my head. I'm able to get reasonable amounts of things down, but uh, that's a question I have. One thing I had while I was out there, and this is just to keep it a real thing, is we were going to get my son some ice cream later after we were walking a while. And I thought, you know, let's go by the yogurt store, because a lot of times these yogurt places, we have them out here where you go and there's like 8 different kinds of yogurt, soft serve, frozen yogurt. You pick which kind, then you go put your toppings. They weigh it at the end, and you pay for it. That's what this was we found over there. And I know the one that we have here has got a couple sugar-free versions that I've seen before when I was there, and so I asked them, and they said, no, we don't have any sugar-free, but you know, the yogurt's a little less sugar than regular ice cream. You know, everything's super organic in this town. I mean, I'm sure some of you live in areas where everything's pretty organic, green, organic. You can't even use plastic bags in this county at a grocery store. Everything's either bring your own or what have you. But so they decide. So the wife decide on this cookies and cream. It's a frozen yogurt cookies and cream gelato flavor, and we sampled a couple of them. That was the one I sampled, and it was amazing. I mean, simply amazing. They put a little bit of Oreo cookie on one side so that I can have some bites. So we all sit down and share this, my son, wife, and me. And man, this yogurt, frozen yogurt, probably some of the best tasting stuff I've ever tasted. I mean, it was good. And I let myself have maybe 5 or 6 bites of that, but I'd have a bite and just do little bits at a time, and off of that bite, and just get it down real slow. And like I said, I chase a little bit of water with it just so I know that it's going down. And this is probably a no-no at this phase, but I'm going to let myself have a few treats here and there. I'm not eating hardly any calories, so I'm not very concerned with that. I'm just really about getting little bits of food here and there throughout the day, getting my protein in, getting my vitamins in, getting my walks in, and I'm doing that. But that hands down, it was amazing. So that was cool, though, just to be able to do some normal type things with my family outside. You know, food's involved, but you know, I'm not eating a bunch or hardly at all. But it was just nice. It was a very nice day. So that was a win-win. Oh, one thing that I haven't done yet is I haven't shown my scars on my stomach. So I think I'll just do that real quick. So as you can see, there are those 6 incisions. This incision here is the biggest one. That's the one that the stomach was removed from. But overall, they're healing pretty good. They look bigger on the screen for some reason. But yeah. So yeah, they're healing pretty good. I definitely can't complain about them. They were sewn the way I asked about it before I left the hospital, and they said that it was glued from the inside, so that glue will eventually disintegrate. Disintegrate? You know what I mean. That glue will eventually go, and I think that's what's kind of worked its way outside, and it's still out the little layers kind of protecting it. But the great thing about that is that I was able to shower right when I got home the first day and on. You know, I can't soak it. I can't sit in a tub or anything, but I can shower and rinse it with a little soap and water. So that's been good. Next week, actually Tuesday, which is today's Friday. It's about 10 a.m. on a Friday, by the way. But Tuesday, I'll be going back to my surgeon's office for a 2-week checkup. It's my first follow-up since the surgery. So I'll be able to hear her thoughts. I'm sure she'll check out the incision, ask how I'm doing. You know, they'll check my weight, see how I'm doing that way. And so yeah, that's cool. I'll you know, give you guys an update on that once that happens. One thing that's been kind of cool is I've actually been to some stores and just kind of checked out some clothes, tried on a couple of things, and like one of the big things I'm gonna have to do is I have to wear a suit every day to work. So when I go back to work here shortly, I'm gonna have to wear suits. And when I lost the first 20 pounds on my own, I had a tailor guy that actually no longer is open. He moved back. He was a customer of mine. I opened his business. Well, he's a customer of mine, and he has a tailoring business. And before he left, you know, he always offered to help, you know, give me a big discount on tailoring anything I needed. So he tailored a few of my suits for me before he left and gave me a good deal. But he tailored them a little smaller, so they were a little snug the last few weeks I worked. And he did that on purpose to buy me some time after I lose the weight. I was honest with him and told him that. So that was really cool. But I don't know what they're going to be like when I go back to work in a week or so. And I'm thinking I'm going to have to buy some more suits, which could be expensive. So hopefully the money I'm saving on food will go to clothes, right? But I went and put on a suit jacket, and I was able to wear one. I was wearing, I think my suit's a 50 before he tailored it and took it in, but this was a 46 I tried on, and it fit pretty good. So I'm sure in a week or so when I go back, I think I'm just going to get a couple of cheap suits, like from someplace I can walk in and just get a couple of cheap suits, because I think these suits are only going to last me maybe, you know, a few months or a month or something like that. So, but once I get to a maintenance place, I'm going to go where, you know, they get a little bit nicer suit. Nothing crazy, but a little bit nicer suit. But definitely not excited about dropping cash on clothes that I'm only going to wear for temporarily. So we'll just have to see how that goes. Might have a suit to give away to somebody a couple of suits when that time comes. But hopefully my suits that he took in for me will still work a little bit longer. Thoughts about going back to work. So I don't know, I'm excited to go back, but at the same time, I just want to be more, I want to be 100% able to, I want to be a little closer to 100% when I go back, because it's going to be, you know, it's a daily grind, and it's, like I mentioned before, it's going to be, I have a little bit of a stressful job, and I don't feel like it's super conducive to recovery. So definitely I'm not going to feel bad about taking another week or week and a half before I go back. And recovery, but because, you know, you guys might see me as looking and feeling fine for the last certain amount of time, but, you know, I still have some pain in my stomach. I still have, you know, definitely food issues with eating and being able to eat at a timely fashion. I just constantly am drinking water, so you know, I would need to be able to do that, and at work, we'll see, but typically I can't just keep drinks on top of my desk at work, so we have to work that out somehow. But so I just want to be closer to 100% when I go back as much as I can. So I might have mentioned before, but I'm approved technically until the 23rd, which is almost 4 weeks to recover as far as my benefits for my work. And you know, I thought I would go back in 3 weeks, which will be after next week, and I probably still will, but you know, we'll talk to the doctor and we'll see. But depending on how I'm feeling, if I'm not going to feel bad if it takes that extra week to recover. So looks like this video has gotten a little bit long already, so I want to wrap it up. But I did want to say that I may be doing a video chat with a few other VSGers to be announced, and you probably know them, but we'll see if that goes down tonight, and try to make that happen. It gets a little crazy when you gotta 2.5-year-old running around and stuff like that at that time of night. But we will. I'll see if I can find a quiet place to make it happen. But anyway, thanks again for all the support. Drink all your water, get all your protein in, get all your vitamins in, walk as much as you can. That's the name of the game right now, and that's all I'm trying to do. You guys have a great day.